What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the Feilun FX119 inverted flyer. And this is it right here. And as you can see, this thing uses the old style of carbon fiber booms here. Very thin, even thinner than usual, and just a light canopy to cut down on the weight with this thing, because it's going to be doing motor reversing to do inverted flight. And that works really well with this thing. This quad flies really nice. It does inverted flight very well. It's very quiet. I think this is the most quiet of all the inverted flies that I've flown thus far. When it's upside down, it's a little louder, but it's still quiet compared to all the other flyers when it's flying upside down. And this thing looks basic, but the canopy is a little slick looking, so it doesn't make it look plain. It looks a little awesome when it's flying. This thing is fast, and you wouldn't think that it would be fast because it gradually increases in speed though. So the pitch isn't very deep when you're it only has 2 rates first off, and the first rate is very docile. It's a very docile flyer. And the second rate, it seems docile at first, but the yaw rate is really fast. And this thing, it really starts to move when you hold down on the pitch. So it gradually increases and it gets up to very fast speeds. So this thing is really a joy to fly, and it's really quiet, so it makes it a little more awesome. And as you can see there, it has soft landing, little rubber points there on the bottom, make the landings pretty awesome. I think that's a nice touch. And this thing is it seems pretty light. I don't know exactly how much it weighs. Actually, I got the scale right here. Let's see how much this thing weighs, because it does inverted flight very nice, and it seems very light, and it flies for a long time too, so I'm guessing that it's pretty light. Yes, it's 27.6 grams, and that's with these prop guards on it. And when this thing does its flips, it does a half flip if you flip to the side, and if you flip forward or backwards, it'll do a double flip. So it'll always land, if you flip forward or backwards, it'll do a double flip, and it'll always land on the side that you started to flip from. I guess that's to never have to end up with the rear of it being the front of the aircraft. Some of the quads that do inverted flight does that because they have this mode. Well, they have this thing now. I call it 3D headless, whereas when you flip, it'll keep all the controls the same. So your forward will always be away from you on the sticks. And so when you flip forward or backwards with this mode that they implementing in these inverted flyers, if you flip forward into a half flip, then in order for everything to work and still be the same and not end up nose in, the rear of the craft has to become the front of the craft. So when you're flying for orientation, so to avoid that, they make this thing flip twice if you flip forward or backwards. You only do a half flip into inversion or back upright if you go sideways on the flip. So just one thing to note, it does have prop guards on it. Yes, I didn't remove the prop guards this time, folks. I actually left them on. I really didn't realize that these prop guards come off until I checked the box a little earlier, and they give you a full set of these, a spare set inside the packaging. So you get an extra set of spare props, and you get an extra set of the prop guards. That's how small and insignificant these things are. And I never removed it. It flies really long too. I was getting about 6+ minutes of flight time with this thing before it goes into LVC, and then LVC is pretty nice too. So pretty nice flyer, and these things are very light, these prop guards. And I'm definitely going to remove the prop guards now that I know they can be removed, and get some more flight out of this thing and see how well it flies. So it only has 2 rates, and the rates are reached by pressing this button here. This is the flips here, and that's just about it. Oh, these buttons here, I'm sorry. It has return to home, and this one here is headless mode. So it has that headless mode, and the headless mode works okay. The yaw rate on this is pretty nice. I just wish the pitch was a little better, a little deeper on the pitch, and this thing would be totally awesome. But, well, it is awesome now, but it would be, I would like it a lot more if it had a little more pitch. I guess this is an ongoing theme with my quick reviews and reviews, that I usually want a little more pitch. I think these companies should get it by now to give us a lot of pitch with these quads. I really like pitch, and most people do. Most people like doing funnels. Pitch makes better funnels, and the pitch isn't bad on this. I just wish it was a little more deep. And as far as the lights, this thing is a nice night flyer. So it only has 2 lights though. It has 1 light in the front and 1 in the back. The one in the front is red, unfortunately, and the rear LED is blue, but it makes out for night flying. You can fly it at night. You could definitely tell the front from the back and keep orientation that way. Pretty nice night flyer. And the battery, it comes with a 250 milliamp hour battery, and it flies for a pretty long time with that battery. As I said, I was getting 6+ minutes of flight time, and you can fit slightly larger batteries in here. I was able to fit a 380 milliamp hour battery in here, but as far as the 500 milliamp hour batteries from the Hubsan style batteries, the batteries that are made for the Hubsan that come in the blue casing, I think they're a little long for this and might be a little too heavy to do the inverted flip. Now, I did notice that when I put other 250 milliamp hour batteries in there, other than the one that came with it, sometimes when you're low on power and you do the inverted flip, when you flip to invert it, it'll cut off and fall. And that's not just with this quad here. That's common with other inverted flyers. I guess it takes too much power to stop the motors and send them spinning the other way, that it just cuts the craft off. Past LVC, I guess, that little burst of power that is demanding from the battery. But for the most part, pretty awesome flyer. I really like it. And it comes with this USB charging plug. It's not a cable, it's a plug. You just plug the LiPo in there. So that's pretty awesome. Makes it a little different. They switched it up. And like I said, you get an extra set of those spare props, and you get the set of prop guards there. Extra set. That's probably going to be going in the trash. You guys know I don't like prop guards. And it comes with this instructions manual too. And this instructions manual is in full English. It unfolds that way. So not really a book, just a piece of paper folded, but it tells you pretty much everything you need to know. Lets you know all the buttons and all. And so that's it. The Feilun FX119 inverted flyer. Pretty quiet, nice flyer. Thanks for watching.